Hello! Welcome to Existential Gamers Live. We're in the hospital again. Because it's apparently a thing in this game. I'm joined today by Mr. Jose. How's it going, sir?
Hello. Is everyone ready to lose their minds?
I already did! Woo! Well, we all have those jobs. Wait, it's Kidman that's holding the syringe. This whole game's about losing your mind. Have you played this game? Like, have you played? You don't play horror games, right?
Did they do something to my head?
This feels a lot like
You should take better care of
Resident Evil
yourself.
4 vibes, you know, where it's like, yes, it's like a horror game, but also like, I don't know, it's kind of cool.
Well, it's made by the guy who made Resident Evil, the series Resident Evil, Shinji Mikami.
Photographs?
Like he moved from Capcom to Bethesda. Well, actually, he went to Sega first with Platinum to make a few games, and then he went to Bethesda with Tango Gameworks, and he started making this series, which you can see is very similar to Resident Evil. His newest game that came out, which is gonna be the next game I play. There's a thing coming out of the photo. Is Ghostwire Tokyo, which I plan to play right after this game. So we'll.
Oh, it's the same guy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, that one looks wild.
Oh shit. Okay.
What was that sound?
Oh, okay. Can I open one of these? Give me a number from 1 to what was it? 66? 1 to 66?
66?
Oh wait, sorry, 1
do-
to 48. 40.
Oh, to 48?
Yeah.
Let's do 27.
27, 20, okay, 30, 29, 30, 27, this one. Hey, I got the green juice. The green juice.
You only get one key?
Yeah. Oh, you have to find them hidden in the levels and.
Ah. But the one key you do have happens to open up any of them.
Yeah, you can get a pick.
Nice.
So dark. I can't even see my character. It's funny. I need 30,000. Guess I'll just level up my accuracy on this gun. I'm tired of missing with it. Max accuracy. Alright. I feel like it's gonna come in handy later, you know?
I feel like plenty of Molotov cocktails would come in handy.
That too, but I do like to get headshots, so. And my gun is not even reloaded.
I applaud you for your persistence.
What do you mean?
You're still playing this game,
Oh.
even after how frustrating it was.
I've given up on a few games on the stream, but lately I've been trying to push through. I think the only time I've really given up on a game on stream was like if they made me restart all my progress. I've played a few games where like if you die, you have to start over from the beginning, and I was just like, nah, nobody got time for that. I gotta move on. So big man. This is a nice looking game though for like being a PS3 game. Like PS3 era game. Can't open any of these doors. Okay.
You know, this looks good.
I'm guessing none of these doors are open. Wait, that one has a clover on it. Oh, that's just a. What?
Just for fun.
you see that?
Shadow.
Did you see
Yeah.
that? What the
I
hell?
thought something was behind you.
My character stuck his hand in there like. Look at that. He's opening the door, but I'm not able to go in there. And then it closes.
Whoa.
It makes a sound of closing too. Okay. It's bugged, I guess. I open this one. That's so weird. Someone's moaning over here. It's Leslie.
Leslie?
I like how they always like they always like to pick like people with
Sebastian?
mental illnesses or like any form of like
Sebastian?
mental or not mental. What is it?
Sebastian?
Brain, like
Cognitive.
yeah, like a cognitive disability. Like sometimes not even a disability. I don't know what you would call it, but because I don't want it to make it sound bad. Because
Like
a lot
a
of
cognitive condition.
yeah, cognitive condition. I would say it's better. We're all in different conditions, but like somebody who has like a different condition, and they always make them like this like supernatural entity who can like control people. I don't know. I just find it funny that like they take that like it's just a stereotype you see in a lot of things. Like
Do you think we'll ever see like, oh, you don't have what they call ADHD? It's actually just superpowers that.
oh, they've done that
humanity
already. You ever
they
seen you ever seen Percy Jackson? You ever read through the Percy Jackson series? Like I'm reading
No,
I'm reading it with my class right now, and they like in that book they're literally like, oh, if you have dyslexia, of ADHD, you're most likely an Olympian. Like you're just the child of an Olympian god, and that's just a product of that, of being an Olympic god or something like that. It's just so weird.
Same place as the
But-
photographs.
So I always joke with my kids because someone will be like, oh, I think I'm dyslexic, and I'm like, oh, you might be a Olympian child. And they know I'm kidding, but they'll be like, oh, I wonder what god I am. I was like, most likely Mercury, or Hermes, because in the book they say that all Hermes kids are mischievous. I always say that. But anyways, yeah, Percy Jackson is a series that pretty much that.
Or you know. I've only ever watched the movie.
I haven't watched the movie yet. I just read the first book so far.
After
Which-
reading the book, maybe I wouldn't.
Why was the movie bad?
Well, I don't know. You know how people always kind of hate on movies that are based on books if they've read the book?
I'm wondering if I can shoot this.
I think.
Yes, I can.
Oh, I was about to say you're treating this game like a Zelda game or like a Breath of the Wild, and I was like, it's not like that.
Can I shoot this one down?
It's like press X to doubt.
X to doubt. Oh, I guess not. Oh, I can heal down. I'm just gonna pick up one of these. Let's see. Use one of these to fill full health. And then
What year does this game come out?
2014, I want to say maybe. I know the second one came out a little bit after for the PS4, but I'm not sure to be honest. I don't know if you want to look it up, but
I don't trust that. I don't trust that.
we're fine. Yeah, it's easy guy. I want to save my matches though. Actually, I got a shotgun shot. Go grab this. Hey, hey, hey! Ammo. I would probably be beating this game faster if I didn't stop for like every little item, but this is a survival horror game, so I'm trying to manage my supplies. I'm also trying not to get hit. So I haven't been upgrading my health at all. Just stamina and weapons. A good defense is a great offense.
October 2014.
Yeah, I was right with 2014. Oh. Someone get a shot. So you play?
Wow.
I don't remember if you told me that you said that you don't play horror games at all, or you just don't prefer to play them.
Are you all right?
I stay
My head
away
won't stop
from
buzzing.
horror.
It
Well,
felt like
that's
it was
not
about to
true. That's
crack
not true
open.
anymore. But I used to
But now
because.
it's like,
Oh my gosh.
I'm starting to
Okay.
get used to
Let's
it.
take a step back. All
have
right.
you seen Kidman?
First PC game I ever played that was not a
No.
free game or
Next
a
thing I
pirated
knew, I
game
was here.
was Penumbra.
I must have
I had
blacked
no
out.
experience with horror games before that or the horror genre. That was my first experience, and it was very scary. But I remember, at least I remember enjoying it despite it being very scary.
Inside. Let's go.
Fast forward, absolutely not. I refused to watch horror movies, to watch or to play horror games or anything like that. I was like, Like you're asking for trouble, you know. It's like watching a scary movie in the middle of the night. Like you just, what do you expect is gonna happen when you go to bed? You think you're gonna just fall asleep? No, no. You're gonna be up all night because you're gonna be scared. And then now, if there's a horror movie but it has any amount of sci-fi in it, I'm watching it. I don't care that they're jump scares. You know, I am gonna watch it because I don't care if there's like blood and guts and like, you know, demons and all that, like whatever, you know. But as soon as a dog like barks out of nowhere, you know, that's the kind of thing I absolutely hate. But like even non-horror games and non-horror genre stuff will do that. So that's what I actually genuinely don't like. I ain't scared of no ghosts.
Can't hold them off much longer. Another moment. Just keep me
You
covered.
just set everything on fire and it's all good.
Alright, I must have missed it, but what was your exact, like, what's the word? You said that you're asking for trouble, that if you were to play a...
Yeah, at the time that was my, like, reaction to people enjoying horror, like, the horror genre in general. And I was just like, man, like, y'all watch this and then, like, expect to, like, I don't know, I couldn't understand it, right? As like, why would you put yourself in a situation where you like get scared? And then the people like my sister who watch horror movies and they're cracking up the whole time. I'm like,
Let's go.
What do you find funny about this?
You know what's very interesting about that is what's very interesting about that is this kind of way I see it. You can kind of see that with everything, right? Like, even though you would say it's kind of messed up, but your perspective can change on a lot of things dependent on like your background, I guess. Like what else you've considered, what else you really even talked about. Because like today I was watching a video on possible things that could happen to the planet Earth all the way up to the universe, right? And when you really think about it, it's pretty unsettling to even like think about it. Even things about like human consciousness and how that even works and stuff. Like, it's a little unsettling thinking about it. And so like when you consider those kind of things, like all this horror stuff like doesn't really matter. Like, it's kind of silly in the end. Like, why is that even scary? Like, there's much bigger fish to fry, I guess.
Reading at some point I started to question, like actually question it, and I think I remember reading a thing that was saying like, oh, people that like horror and specifically horror movies, you know, generally enjoy watching them because it makes them feel like they've overcome something.
Oh, I thought
that was curious, but then I was like, I think that makes sense for somebody who like is like, scared during a scary movie, you know? But someone who's like laughing the whole time, like I was like, I don't know that they feel they did that. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
That was part of his... How did that miss the guy next to me? Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, this one.
Sebastian, let's go.
Anything. We're still alive somehow? Oh my god! I killed myself. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Oh. feel like there's gonna be so many parts of this game that it's gonna be like that. It's gonna take way longer than I thought. And I missed one.
Maybe you should try the hunter technique or something.
What's that?
Where they like hold their breath and like either you release the trigger during your exhale or during your inhale or something. I don't know if that actually works in video games or helps.
I don't know if that works in real life.
Can't hold them off much longer. Another
You
moment.
right?
Just keep me covered.
Okay. Wow, they can get a free hit on me. That's good.
Got it. Let's go.
Did that really blow up? Oh, that did. Oh, they're gonna keep going.
Love how that just happened like off screen.
Oh man. This guy got up fast.
I'll get the trap.
Oh,
Hold them off.
the reason I asked what year the game was made, the sound effects and a little bit, just a tiny bit of the UI reminded me of Dishonored. And Dishonored came out in 2016, so it came out after this. I think there was some inspiration.
A lot of things you take a lot of civil. We have like a library, right?
Yeah? Great time to be a match seller.
Oh my god! I tell myself,
Like Dark Souls.
I don't need health, and then they put me in these parts of the game, and I'm just like, oh, bunch of assholes. They teach you how to be stealthy, and then suddenly they put you in these like action scenes of just like non-stop action. And you have these enemies that just don't stop fucking running. God, annoying. And you got things like this, kick it with the spacebar. Doesn't even.
Moves it like an inch.
Can't hold them off much longer. Another moment. Just keep me covered.
Oh my god. What are you? You just really kicked somebody else. And that missed it.
Got it. Let's go.
Oh! This is a long chapter. Looking forward to that.
just gonna keep coming down that little hole, huh? I'm glad these barrels keep.
How did that one not get?
I'll get the trap. You hold them off. There's twice as many of them. You've got time to complain.
Oh my god. You're kidding me right now. That grabbing animation is so short. Like there's no like wind up to the grab. It's just you're already grabbed. Just gotta be near them. I gotta reload.
This is like such a long defense sequence. If this were real life, that guy would have been dead.
I'm stuck! Oh, now you...
Sebastian, let's go. Looks like we're out.
Dude, this you should play Harvest Moon.
Get nothing out of that. Oh yes, doors. That'll hold them.
Let's rest for a minute.
What's your favorite candy?
We can't keep going
right
at this
now?
pace.
My favorite candy?
Yes.
I think we've got to get out of this place as fast as we can.
I don't really have a favorite
What about the
candy. My
tower,
favorite
then?
like
We
treat
might be able to
though,
get a lay of the
sweet
land.
treat. That'll be boba right now.
Anything's got to be better than staying here.
I get like one almost every week.
Ooh, but what do you usually get?
Coconut or like a blueberry
Coconut
banana.
blueberry?
Blueberry
Let's be
banana.
careful.
Is really good.
It could be full of them. Be careful. It could be full of them.
I am a black tea with almond and oat milk and then boba. That's like my favorite. It's so simple. So good.
What the hell is that? That sounds good though. Our games use enemy grab. Ooh, I'm gonna get gotcha by raising my arm. This game, there's no point in dodging. You're up to death. Yeah. Feels like.
Are you alright?
Not really. I'm really blown up. Oh. This feels like a more annoying version of Resident Evil 4 for sure.
You know what I've noticed recently? Every time I go to a like restaurant or sometimes even just like a business that's playing music, I get this feeling of like, oh, so this is what growing up is like. This is what becoming an adult is like places like this playing music that you recognize.
Huh.
I was at some, I think it was I forget if it was like a burger place or something. They were playing like Paramore, and I was like, what the heck? And like, what else? They're just playing like a bunch of stuff that I knew. Like it wasn't necessarily strictly emo music, but like it's stuff that I'm like, this is what I listened to like during like prom or something, you know? Like what the DJ was spinning. Damn. I was like, is this how old people like, or you know, people like adults like when I was younger? Is this how they felt? You know, like listening to I don't know, like business places playing I don't know Metallica or something. They're like, oh man, yeah, I used to rock hard to this or something. I don't know.
You watching this?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I also love that green jar up there, though.
I'm gonna get that out.
Was that necessary?
Yeah.
Don't you need your bullets?
Some ammo right here. I got more bullets and an axe.
Is it a one-time use only axe?
Yeah. That's interesting
Hate
though that you,
those.
oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was it's very interesting you bring that up though, like you said that, like, oh, so this is like getting older feels like we're like being grown up. Go on. Don't do that. Shouldn't be that yeah, I've been feeling that kind of too. A lot of the times you kind of get reminded like, gosh, I'm not young anymore. You know, there's a whole you're kind of reminded of the entropy of your own life, like your own mortality. Like things are moving on whether you like it or not. I just find that interesting.
Recently just having to think about retirement and like talking about that with my mom. I was like, this is such a weird conversation that I'm having right now. Like not too long ago, the hardest thing I was considering was like, you know, like, oh, should I get this game? You know, should I play it? Should I get back into League? You know, that was the hardest question I had to ask myself. Yeah, it's interesting. I will say this though, I absolutely get nothing. I get nothing. All right, everybody says you get it when you're older. I get nothing.
What do you mean get
like
it
understand?
Oh, seriously, yeah, I agree. Like, what am I supposed to? Y'all didn't teach me shit.
All right, since one of these creatures like capable of setting up mines.
This ain't a real world. I don't know. Honestly, this game is really weird.
Get to cover.
Hey, what are you looking for?
Is this the one where he's like a detective or something, and he shows up at like a mental hospital?
Yeah.
Or an insane asylum?
Yeah.
To take them all
You
out.
got it.
I remember the trailer being like absolutely amazing.
He's firing. What is happening? Oh, those things are firing. Oh.
Now we can get through without getting screwed. We won't stand a chance if we don't take out those other guns.
Ooh, there's
The next
more.
one. What up the next one? Oh. This is Resident Evil 4. This is totally Resident Evil. Y'all need to stop. Make your own games. Give me that X. I actually don't mind this. I was saying that I actually don't mind when things copy each other as long as it's still kind of unique. Like, yeah, maybe the gameplay you're like, oh, this is this game, but I mean, it's kind of like playing a different version of Monopoly. You know, you're like, oh shoot, this is Monopoly, but this is Star Wars. Like, Monopoly is the game style or the game mechanic, but the theme can be different, and that's okay. And I say we can do that with other games. So you can take a game mechanic and just reskin it in a sense.
Yes.
And I think that's okay, and I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind getting another Monster Hunter game that takes place in space. I wouldn't mind getting another Dark Souls game that takes place in space. The point is, I want more games that take place in space.
It's like Funko Pops. So many people love them, but they all like are based around the same like little model. You know,
Yeah,
same eyes
exactly.
and everything. You don't see people complaining about that. But like sometimes I feel like when it comes to games, people see you. How is he not dead? Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I hate this! This game is so dumb! Why did they ever make this? They shouldn't have copied Resident Evil. What am I talking about? It's so stupid. The worst thing ever. I'm just getting frustrated. I just don't like games where when you aim, it zooms in, and then they're like in your face, so you can't aim at them because your thing is way over there. Even though realistically, if they're in front of your gun, they're still gonna get hit. Bart! And the other guy didn't get caught in that.
I'm assuming you can't shoot unless you're aiming.
Actually, I think you can shoot without aiming. You can fire from the hip. But still!
Oh,
Still
okay.
no. But good that you brought that up, because I forgot. I wonder if they just keep coming. I played enough Dead by Daylight to be getting through these. Oh my gosh, okay. Where can we go now? I guess we gotta get rid of the rest of the alligator. Watch this, watch this, watch this. And you! I missed. Okay. That was on me.
Check me out.
Watch this, this is the trash can. That wasn't right.
When people used to say Kobe.
Oh, you can move the aim at the last second. No wonder I messed it up. Oh yeah, Kobe. Wait, where's the axe? Where's the axe? I had an axe.
I thought you picked it up already. Isn't the one you just threw? Oh no, you threw a bottle. Never mind. Game decided you lost it.
Oh my god, what are you doing? Oh, it just paralyzes it. I thought it killed me.
This is getting tough.
Is your ammo? No, I'm seeing things. Okay, let's go finish for a second. They're gonna keep going. Okay. Excellent. They're gonna keep firing. Two more. Okay. You ever think about how little of time we're here on the Earth compared to like how long the universe is gonna be going?
Wait. I'm not sure. I don't think my brain processed what you said.
Okay, I'm saying like in relevance to how long the Earth is gonna be like going. I said, do you ever consider how little time that we spend alive?
In comparison.
Yeah.
I did for a while. I think it starts to make one feel like everything you do is pointless.
I mean, that's
Because like
also
if the
relevant.
sun's gonna explode, you know, and like life will cease to exist, like what does it matter if I go to my 7-Eleven job? You know?
I think
You
I think
about
that's
it?
more pessimism, like mixed with existentialism. But no, I get it. I mean, I get why people come to that conclusion, but
I feel like in that case, it's probably the same as thinking like, well, I'm gonna die eventually, so like, what?
yeah.
But in doing anything if I'm not gonna live forever to see? I don't know. I don't even know how that genuinely works.
I mean, is there a right answer to it? Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, that's why I always like Viktor Frankl's like Man's Search for Meaning, because he's just like, in the whole part of it, like the people that gave up their life during the Holocaust, right? There's people that just gave up completely. They didn't want to live anymore because it's so terrible. He, in a sense, was like, they're not really wrong to do that, but you know, the people that created meaning out of their life, out of their meaningless life in a sense, right? Because in a sense, in their head, they're like, oh, I'm gonna be killed anyways. Like, what's the point? They ended up making it through. And I just find that interesting that, like, you know, it kind of is like that, you know? You have the right to keep doing what you're doing. Oh my god, I hate this! Oh. It started. almost.
Woo!
Fucking zoom in. Yeah, but I mean the whole existentialism thing too in general is
Nothing should stand in the way of
a
getting
whole
to the tower.
other thing. What are these guys doing? I'm just wasting my electrical bolt. I'm sad, man.
Does that like instantly kill them?
No, it stuns them. I was just gonna shoot them or burn them. They're over there beating me in my clothes. Chainsaw or whatever.
Can you actually kill any of them or no? It's not the electricity?
I don't think so. But let's see if it affects me if I run through it. Oh, I can pick it up. Yes. Thought it was wasted. Okay, I hear a scary dude. Oh, okay. Okay.
Who's controlling these doors?
Okay. I thought I had iframes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evil within.
Ladies and gentlemen, Resident Evil 4 2.
4.5.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shinji Mikami. Give him a applause. You're like trapped with this little tiny thing. That didn't work. Freeze. Oh, he's dead. No, he's not. Why didn't it let me shoot his head anymore? What the hell? This game. Ooh! Oh, the flash. Wow, okay. What? Okay.
Yeah, yes.
You were near me when I wanted to do the move, so now you die. Oh my god. This may be a game I might just not finish.
You say that, but I think after 5 more tries, you'll think differently.
Wait, I can make bolts? Wait. Control, make bolt. I can make them out of the parts? All this time, I was wondering what these parts were for. I have so many.
Oh, so you're just making the game hard for yourself.
I'm just not reading the instructions. Yeah! Oh, that Ooh. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Swing better.
Just leave these things lying around.
Oh, relax. Dun, 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 dun.
They just turn into ants. Ants.
I'm injecting his blood into my blood, so I have the power of
Power of chainsaw.
chainsaw man. Whatever that means. I'm sure there's a state of Marika out here. I just don't know what the name of it actually is. I just keep calling it the thing from Elden Ring because it looks very similar. But I have no idea where it's at. I have this thing I can snipe things. Anyway, I don't care. Oh, you know what I never grabbed? I just realized that jar, that green jar that we.
Oh yeah.
I just walked away from it.
What is it anyway? Do you even need it?
That's where you. That's how you level up, or upgrade your stuff. What I'm wondering is if there's any of those statues around here. I feel like there would be a statue here, but I have no idea where it would be.
Are they tiny?
Oh, it scared me. I was like, why are you doing that? No, they're not tiny. They're pretty big, but they're just hidden around. I don't know where they would put this one. What does this do? Absolutely nothing. Got it. Okay. I saw these doors that meant something. Hey, do you like Mario Kart? Speaking of meaningless things, hey, do you like Mario Kart?
Yeah, I like Mario Kart.
Do you see how people are arguing about the DLC booster course thing?
Oh, I didn't even know there's DLC.
Yeah, they added more DLC to Mario Kart 8.
The elevator is stopped at the top.
Oh.
Let's look for another way up.
Why were they complaining though?
Because the quality of the DLC is like worse than the actual game. So it's kind of like,
This is what the holdup was.
I mean, it doesn't sound great.
yeah. It's still nice to get levels, but yeah, it would be great if they were really nice quality, like the ones that are already in the game. And it's kind of sad because this game originally came off the Wii U, so it's kind of sad that their new levels are worse than the Wii U's graphics. Hey, it's these pictures again. I'm guessing this is what we did or something, and they're trying to remind us of that. I'm guessing this place is like our inner conscious or something, or subconscious. That's an interesting topic. Anyways, I don't know if you have anything to say about the Mario Kart stuff before I move on to another topic. I got something else to talk about.
There is something that I've kind of generally like had a difference of opinion on. I've always been on the side of people being angry about choices and development and things like that. But I've sort of grown to understand what tends to happen, especially now, like behind the scenes, and how a lot of those things can really affect the choices, and how the brunt of that damage and people's anger is always on the people on the ground floor, and a lot of the people that don't get to really make a lot of those big decisions, and it really sucks, you know, because like at the end of the day, like, you know, you probably don't hear like the CEO or the board of directors or, you know, the product director or whatever. Like they're not the ones who get like called out for making bad choices or making a game that's broken. It's always like the devs, the people that like quote unquote worked on the game, and it's like it sucks because like, damn dude, they get so much heat, and like they're just trying to do their job. They're just trying to do the best that they can, and yeah, it does suck. But I do also empathize with you know, people being upset at dumb decisions, and like one key or just decisions that people don't agree with. Like for example, not too long ago, Blizzard had released or had announced a mobile Diablo game, and people that were there live, yeah, exactly, were super like upset and like, what? Nobody asked for this. Like that kind of, you know, talking. So I get when people feel like studios and companies are kind of disconnected with their audience, or it feels like that, right? They might know exactly what you want and then just give you something else, you know, or be like that. They think they know what they want, but we know what they really want.
Yeah. Which in some cases it does happen. Sometimes they say they want a certain thing and you give it to them. It's like, I don't really actually want this. thought I knew I wanted, but this wasn't what I wanted. So it's kind of hard to find that balance of like how do you know what to give them, and you know how to listen to them without really listening to them, or like applying everything they tell you to what you're doing. You know.
Yeah.
Do you think Kidman is okay?
I guess it's kind of like
I don't
I
like
always
that
like
they
to
used
compare
her
it
as
to my
bait.
classrooms, because I feel
Almost
like
like
that's
someone's
like
toying with us.
every classroom's like a microcosm of like government and like just a community in a sense. It's just a community. It's a
Hang in there. Just a
microcosmic
little further.
community. And you kind of see that reaction, like in a sense, as a teacher, I'm like the developer, and the class is like my students are the the consumers, and I have to listen to them. I can't just be like, listen to me. Everything I do is good for you, and you have no opinion or anything on it. Like you just have to accept it. Like I will get a lot of resistance and frustration and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
There are only 2.
But I
We can
can't
take
listen
it.
to everything they want,
that's
because they're gonna be like, well, we want pizza every day. We want to bring ice cream on Friday. It's just like, and we want break time all the time. No learning. It's like you think you want that, but trust me, you'll turn into a potato.
We don't want ice cream before breakfast.
right? So it's kind of like that, right? Like as a developer, you're like, you think you know what you want, but probably don't. Some of you are probably, wise enough and educated enough to give me some good feedback, and some of you are just, dopamine driven, and you're just like, I just want to be happy, and you think that's gonna make you happy, but as soon as you get it, you're just, the excitement's gonna just drop immediately, and you're just gonna be like, all right, this wasn't as great as I thought. So I just the way I see it with that, like, and at the end of the day too, a lot of times we shouldn't be mad at the developers per se. Oh shoot, was I supposed to be shooting these guys? Oh, I was. I like how my health bars are drops when you do that. I was over here grabbing items. But yeah, I don't think we should be mad at like certain people per se, but more mad at the situation. Oh Jesus, right into it. Oh, and I missed. And I have no ammo. That's great. Okay, that worked, I guess. The music's
You
not-
like climb the rope or something?
Wow, I used a flash grenade and it
Oh.
apparently
I'm
killed
fine.
them.
No need to worry.
I'm fine, no need to worry. Okay. Alright, man. Whatever you say.
Can't jump over, right? Like somehow the other way, it looked like the wood was really close to the edge of the other.
Oh, on the bridge? Maybe that was.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if there's a statue. I need ammo on everything.
Also, what's the point of that thing?
This
A
thing?
big rock. Oh, it's not a rock.
It's a meat sack. It's a body sack. Oh.
Oh, never mind. That would have been too big of a jump.
But hey, I mean, you're on the right track.
You should have just let them.
Huh?
Oh, someone's feeling suicidal.
What the hell?
I feel like I did.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, we're all gonna die eventually, but you don't see me blowing my head off. Jesus Christ, dude.
What the fuck?
If you were gonna die, like you know that when you died, you would endure the most torturous, like, suffering ever. I don't know, like, would you just try to prolong your life as much as possible? Would that be your goal?
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be my goal, but it'd be something in the back
Cover
of
me.
my mind.
Let's
Like,
go.
well, it depends. Do you know when it's gonna happen?
No, you just know that when you die, it's like pretty much you're gonna go to hell and you're gonna be tortured and all this stuff, right?
Okay.
But like, say instead of like, like with the heaven and hell, pissing me off, I really just dodged one. Instead of like, with heaven and hell and everything, they're, oh, as long as you believe in God and you do your thing, you're gonna go to heaven. You're not gonna go to hell. This is like This is like Old Testament God, where it's just like everyone go to hell. Like if it was like that, like would you just try to prolong life as much as possible?
I feel like I wouldn't necessarily. Maybe at the beginning, I probably would think that like I'd want to
Oh, I remember.
give myself as much time as possible. But I think in the end, I think what I would really care about is how I spent the time I did have. Because if I didn't do anything, if I didn't love my life, you know, and what I was doing,
Hurry, this way.
I feel like if I knew the suffering was going to come anywhere, you know, it's almost like your suffering has to be for something,
Joseph, are you
I guess.
all right?
And so that would be like kind of my goal. But I feel like at the beginning it probably wouldn't feel that way. I'd probably feel like, oh my gosh, I need to live as long as possible so that pain never comes. But then at some point I'd probably accept the fact that you can't change that, just like you can't change that you're not gonna die. Although a lot of people, especially in the scientific community, like to believe that that's the next step of our evolution, is not only since we have prolonged our lives over the course of you know, several years and stuff, but that at some point we would develop a way for us to live forever, and that would be like our next stage of evolution. It wouldn't necessarily be about implants and, you know, becoming cyborgs.
To continue our consciousness as long as possible. I think that's what's funny too, is that we're so obsessed with our
This
own
looks like some kind of a
consciousness
marketplace.
that
looks
we
deserted, just
will
like everywhere
almost do
else.
anything
We
to
oughta
please
keep
it and make sure it lasts as long as possible.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes hand in hand with like our mortality.
It's funny because
Imagine it.
Father was a stern
Oh, go ahead.
man.
Sorry.
No, I was just thinking, I was like, you imagine if you're just like walking around and this guy just
But he was
walks
also
like right
pious.
by you and starts punching
believer.
boxes.
Somehow he always supported the church, no matter what the
Just be like,
newspaper
what are you
said.
doing?
Look at
He waved
items.
away the allegations as if they were infallible.
I was gonna say was
Vermin,
hey, free ammo.
the stern, taken in by that church.
What was I gonna say? Fuck.
They would promise salvation.
Oh,
and
they have like scientific evidence that
there's nothing they could
a lot of the
promise
stuff
that
we
I
do,
couldn't take away.
There's a bomb in here. A lot of our decisions and stuff like that are decided for us before we're ever even conscious of our decision. And they wonder whether our conscious self, like our self-awareness, is even necessary in a sense. And they've seen time and time again how it isn't really necessary. It's more just so we can socialize, if anything. But as a, as a species in general, like even to socialize, I mean, isn't too much of a problem. But like, there was this guy, they removed his hippocampus, right? The hippocampus is this part of your brain that's shaped like a seahorse. That's why they call it the hippocampus, because it means seahorse in Greek. But they removed it from this guy, and what the hippocampus is responsible for is creating memories of you, like your spatial awareness, like you were there. Like, oh, I remember being here. Which you're doing all the time. You're doing it right now, right? You're spatially aware that, you're sitting in your chair in front of a computer screen. You're talking to somebody. You are aware of all those things. And it's all thanks to this one part of your brain. And if you remove it, you don't die. You're still alive. You're actually still functioning. Your body will do things. It'll go get water. You'll feed yourself. You'll do all the things that you're so used to. But you just won't remember. You remember doing anything new. You won't remember, like going on a date with somebody. You won't remember, watching TV. You won't remember any of that. But you'll do it.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird because when you think about it, that's really what's separating us from being self-aware, per se, and, not. Just being another animal, just doing its thing, living life. So I find that very interesting, is that, like, we're so, like, how can I say? We're so obsessed with living as long as possible. A lot of us, I'm not saying everybody, because there are some people that either, they're really, depressed to the point they don't want to live anymore, or there's just some people who are at peace who just, you know, they're fine. Whatever happens, you know, happens. But we have, you know, especially like, you know, even me per se, I would like to live as long as possible because I like being conscious. I like exploring and understanding the world. But I do kind of see the futility of it all, and at the same time, the fact that at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of parts that put me together that gave me this ability, and they could easily take it away. Like, it doesn't, you know, I'm not some, you know, God's chosen child or anything like that's, you know, deserves to be on this planet conscious and, you know, do all this stuff. And if anything, it's probably by accident. They actually have found evidence that our conscious awareness was just an evolutionary accident that our body technically didn't need, but it was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it there. Kind of like I don't know if you ever seen what a spandrel is, or
yeah, but there's electricity.
a vestigial organ.
Elevators.
Huh?
This place
You ever heard of
can't
that?
be real.
It's like
It's kind of like an extra part that was left there, kind of like our tailbone, right? We don't have tails anymore, but we have a tailbone in a sense.
Yes.
That's what they call a vestigial part. They're saying that in a sense, our consciousness is like a vestigial thing that like was tacked on, and then they thought about it, like, oh, we don't really need that, but we'll just leave it there, you know. And it's kind of creepy when you think about that, like. So, it doesn't need me, but I'm just here for the ride, pretty much.
Question.
Yes.
Based on evolution and based on the changes that our kind of bodies have made,
Let's hide out
like
here for a minute.
having like an even shorter tailbone to the point where like there's almost nothing left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how we have like what is it, like our appendix or something? Also, that's like useless.
Oh no, they actually found out the use for it now.
Oh.
It actually stores all your good bacteria when you have a good diet and everything. So in the case that you're poisoned and you evacuate all your bad bacteria out of your body that's poisoning you, the appendix stores the good ones and then releases it back into the microbiome that's inside your intestines.
No, of course not.
Oh, well, look at that. Never mind on that point. But do you think the
can't all be
same thing will
perfect.
happen with our consciousness?
It
Do you
never
think we
affected
will
my
lose
work.
consciousness,
Oh, that.
and at some point it might
But hey,
disappear if it
you read
is
the IA
useless?
report.
Or will
You know, I didn't
evolution
report you
decide
because I was
that it
worried
is
about your
actually
work,
something that we
Sebastian.
need?
See, that's what I think is very
else is there?
interesting, is that what if our consciousness, like, okay, if you think about what makes up our body
don't have
and
time
how
for
it works,
this.
it's most of
I need my
it is
partner here.
extra bacteria that's inside our body that's like kind of running the show in a sense.
counting
It's even
on you.
running the brain in a sense too. But if this consciousness aspect is like a thing that's tacked on, it's just there for the ride, like kind of like a stowaway in a sense, wouldn't it make sense for it
Find
wanting
something?
to
Maybe.
continue its
It's all
existence
symbols.
by possibly putting it,
Some
like you said,
kind of
cyborgs
cult.
into a robot?
Could be
It's like,
useful.
okay, well, I don't want the body then. Like, if the body doesn't want me, I don't want it.
I
I'm
think
gonna
I'm
go
okay.
somewhere else.
We should
I'm
probably
gonna figure
get
out
going.
another way to be somewhere else. And I'm just, of course, that's just,
Uh-huh.
it's just thinking the kind of crazy stuff. That's if we're anthropomorphizing. What do they call it? I can't even say the word. Anthropomorphizing. I can't say the word because I'm thinking of anthropomorphizing our consciousness to the point that it has those feelings. But actually, in a sense, that is anthropomorphizing. Being a human is our consciousness. Like, it's like what we do. So I guess in a sense, yeah, no, I'm not anthropomorphizing. It's just what it is. We are feeling that. Like, well, our body is eventually gonna fail us. We don't want to stay here. We want to leave. The same thing with our planet. Our planet's eventually gonna get destroyed. We don't want to stay here. We want to leave.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. But anyways, it's just things. Oh, it's a save. Take me to your leader. Yeah, this is a crazy book. I just finished reading the first of the trilogy. I can't wait to read the next two books. It's called The Three Body Problem by a Chinese author. His name is Cixin Liu. Probably butchered that terribly. Apologize, but crazy sci-fi book, sci-fi fiction book. My goodness, it made me think so much about like alien civilizations and things like that if they were real, like how things would go down. Like, oh, it was very trippy how they like. It's, you know how like Interstellar was so like heralded for being so good for like applying so much like almost real science. Of course, when you get to the whole string theory thing at the very end, with them using like gravity to affect, like they're in like pretty much a fourth dimension affecting all time, so they like, you know, you've seen the movie, right?
I think so. I'm very bad at
It had
what's it called?
Matthew McConaughey. All right. No.
Yeah. Remind me of the plot again.
The planet is going through like a huge dust bowl because the like what is it? The land is being like overfarmed. So like now it's pretty much like falling apart. Like you're getting like this huge like these huge dust storms that are blowing through the planet now, which kind of happened in real life in the 50s in the Midwest. They had these huge dust storms because they were over farming, getting rid of a lot of the grass and stuff like that. And I believe there's other problems happening to the Earth, but they can't stay on the Earth anymore. Like it's getting that bad.
Is it? It's the one with the crazy singularity thing that happens, right? Where they go into like a black hole.
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
yeah. And then
Okay,
they like access the fourth dimension in a sense.
Okay, yeah. Great movie.
Yeah. And that movie was heralded because of that science and everything. And I kind of see the same thing in this series because, like, yes, it's science fiction because there's aliens, it's in the future, but so much of it like uses like applied science, even if theoretical science, but it's just so like believable that you're just like, damn, this is crazy, this is insane, this is intense. And just seeing how like you have this alien civilization that their planet revolves around 3 suns. And just the way the science works on that is just insane. Like, they have a part in the book where, like, you're kind of experiencing all the things that are happening on their planet. And at one point, all 3 suns line up. So the gravity is so strong that it just starts ripping apart the planet. And the planet, like, they're, like, simulating this alien civilization. And eventually, he, like, one of the main characters experiences the planet being torn apart. And he gets kicked out of the simulation. And they said return once the planet kind of comes back to like it's weird, like he's experiencing the planet going through several millennia of like the civilization's advancing and then falling apart, then advancing again, the race being extinct, and then they coming back again after like thousands of years or millions of years, pretty much. Like they're just repeating over and over again, and it's just it's just insane. Actually, give me a quick second. I'm getting a phone call. Might be important. Be right back.
You're good. Hello.
Okay, we're
All
back.
good, sir. All good.
Oh, and there's Leslie screaming again.
Hold on a minute. Let me climb up here and see if I can get a look ahead.
What do you think about that stuff though? Like the stuff we were talking about, like even the whole alien civilizations. Like I just thought that was insane with the
You all right?
possibilities that could be
Yeah.
out there. It's just really, it's really cool but scary at the same time because of the awesomeness of like these celestial bodies that are just manipulating like space and time. You have gravity, all this stuff that we don't even understand still.
Hey, that's Kidman.
But you know how like some people they say like we shouldn't mess around with that stuff. It's scary. You know, like we could really mess things up. Do you believe in that, or do you believe that? Like, what is your opinion around that kind of stuff? Like people pursuing that knowledge and understanding.
What I found.
I don't
Seems to be in working condition. Go on ahead, I'll cover you.
like. We've always pursued mysteries, you know, and like I feel like at every point in time
They're shooting.
when something's kind of come up, you know, of people trying to figure out, you know, how the sun works or how anything works. There's always people that, you know, kind of see that as something you shouldn't mess with. You know, like who are we? Like who are we to, you know, question, you know, life's mysteries or the mysteries of the universe or what have you. Like, you know, people trying to figure out time travel. Like, hey, don't mess with that because, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. But
Find cover. They're shooting.
I feel like it's not like our job to figure these things out. And it's not like it's even required of us to question these things and try to, like, learn more stuff.
What's our job? That's the real question. What's our job?
I feel like our job is to make choices. I feel like those choices are sometimes. It's like the whole. Okay. It's like what we were talking about earlier. How some people, you know, could choose to just end it now instead of having to, you know, press forward. And that those are each individual's own, you know, choice to make. You know, we have. I wouldn't even call it free will because it's like, it's for like free compared to what, you know. But we have choices to make, and I feel like as long as we are making choices, we're kind of doing what we are meant to do. If that makes sense, like it's not as if I'm saying like, oh, like this is everything and the most important thing for us kind of thing. It's like, you know, each individual has their own aspirations, their own, you know, questions they want answered, etc. And I feel like it's just at our core, in everything that we do, we are making choices. And that just happens to be one of the choices, you know, questioning something that we know nothing or know very little about, and trying to find out more. I think at some point, like, there are questions of whether that's a responsible thing to do, whether that's the right thing to do, but all of those things are just based around people's own personal opinions, a group's opinion, you know, as well as like people's sense of either personal, what's it called? Like the survivability of oneself, of one's life, as well as the survivability and the life preservation of like the group or the race or what have you, right? Like the human race. Like I feel like one of the reasons why, for example, if you were walking down the street, you know, somewhere you weren't familiar with, let's say Ohio or whatever, and you saw someone get, you know, hit by a car, you know, you would feel, I would hope that you feel something, right? But even if you don't, right, that's based on your own, like, you know, whether you have that sense of like preserving life the life of our race or just life in general. Some people, you know, will just kind of look at a dead animal on the side of the road and just go like, oh, that sucks. And then other people will be absolutely devastated by it. And again, everyone kind of has different ways of processing those kinds of things or treating those things. And I feel like that a lot of the time that's where our strongest opinions come from. You know, they're almost always, well, maybe not almost always, I can't even say that, but they're just like based around that preserving life, whether it's my life or somebody else's life, and sometimes it's even just preserving our way of life because that kind of affects that in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is someone so upset? Like if let's say you know they're not religious or whatever, why would someone be so upset that someone else is gay? Yeah. Like that doesn't affect you. It's not like it affects your income or anything. Like it doesn't affect you in that kind of way. But because they feel like against it, it feels like something let's say unnatural to them, and because it makes them feel uncomfortable, that's almost like a stepping stone to like them feeling like their life is in danger, I guess, or something.
I think
or they
it's
feel that
more of it's the idea of theory of mind, right? Theory of mind is something we start to generate as we get older, and some people evolve that theory of mind a little farther than others. And a theory of mind is pretty much the idea that you understand what's going on in other people's head. You develop more empathy, right? You develop more sympathy as time goes on. And I think what happens with those kind of people is that they stay in this bubble for so long, or they keep themselves in this bubble with like a community who shares the same sentiments, the same emotions, that they don't develop that theory of mind. Like, oh, well, what if this person who doesn't have the same virtues as me or principles, like, what are they feeling? Like, no, they don't share the same virtues and principles as me. They're not part of my group, so they need to die. Like, that's all they think of. Like, you know,
Wait,
they're disrupting my lifestyle.
Let me see what I wrote.
By being different than what my kind of community is. So in a sense, they become this like collective consciousness. So if somebody doesn't fit that collective consciousness,
I guess we go
they
down.
are an outsider,
so.
they're bad, you know, they need to be stopped, kind of thing. So in a sense, I feel like most of the time they're upset because they're not, you know, they're an idiot in a sense. I know that word sounds terrible, but they're an idiot. They're stuck in their own world to the point that they think everybody's a part of that world. Their inner consciousness is going outside of their own self to affect others. So when other people are doing certain things, those people are upsetting them because they're doing things that they don't like. And we all have a little bit of that. I mean, I get frustrated when the kids I'm teaching do certain things. And in a sense, you can say that's a little bit of my inner consciousness reaching out and being like, why can't they be a certain way? This is making me upset. But that's my fault. That's on me. I can honestly just roll my eyes and just be like, oh, whatever. They're doing what they're doing. Which I do most of the time, but, you know, there's sometimes I'm just like, I just wish they would just listen, because sometimes I think the things I know are right, but no, they're not. It's just my inner consciousness reaching out a little bit. But I don't know if you get what I mean. I'm ranting there, but...
Well, I remember you talking about theory of mind before. And I definitely feel like that kind of helps put things into perspective.
It's crazy. I mean... And that's why it's called a theory of mind, because you don't know what's going on in other people's head. It's just a theory. You kind of have a sort of understanding. You're just lurking right now. I see that what does that say? Oof. It's an oof cookie. Do you ever want to talk to me? What are you doing? She's over here looking like Lisa from Silent Hill. But no, I loved your perspective on it though. It got me thinking too right now about that. That's why I like to talk to people about this kind of stuff, because I mean, it helps you develop more of that theory of mind, and I think that's what more of those people need. Like when people are like, "What do you think of Catholicism?" and it's like, "Well, I honestly don't like these practices." What? You don't like these practices? you're hurting my feelings. It's just like, but you asked.
You
Like,
don't need to worry about me.
Speaking on that, not that topic, but the way that kind of conversation is playing out. I think one thing that I've definitely enjoyed in our conversations, like it doesn't matter what we're talking about, is that the conversations are always fluid instead of like polarizing. It's
yes.
never like I say something and you're like, well, actually, no, you're wrong. It's more of just like, well, here's what I think. You know, and it's kind of this open conversation. Like it even gets me to kind of take a step back from what I'm thinking about and, you know, what I'm speaking about, and think like, hey, you know what, like I'm genuinely considering what he's talking about right now in reference to what I just said, and like that kind of thing feels a lot like how a conversation should go, which is nice.
Oh yeah, but it's funny when you say that too, because it reminds me of a conversation I had with somebody the other day. I don't necessarily believe in like astrology.
What do you
and
make
stuff.
of this writing?
I know it's a
Doesn't
very
mean
popular
anything
thing.
to me. Should it?
Hold
And
on
I
a
used to
second,
be
I
that
jotted something
typical
down.
like oh, you know, science has already disproven it, and you know, obviously. But someone gave me a good point the other day, and like they didn't say this specifically, but they kind of made it like hinted to it, and I kind of put the pieces together because like everybody around her was just like, what are you saying? Like, but I was just like, no, wait, I get what she's trying to say, because she said, like, you don't know, like, you know how like they believe, like, you know, if you're born on a certain month, you know, whatever the moon is and the sun and stuff like that, that affects like your personality and everything. And I asked her a couple questions. I was like, okay, because I wasn't just gonna laugh at it and just be like, huh, you know, that's stupid, you know, because I have a lot of people that believe in it. If I say that's stupid, I'm calling a lot of those people stupid, and that's really messed up. Like, I'm not even considering, you know, what people enjoy about that and or what they like
that's
about
not
that.
how you feel.
Yeah. And so I asked her, I said, what did I say? I'm trying to remember now. I had it and then I went off on a tangent and I forgot. I didn't even hear what these guys said. What if I die of running down there?
Let's look around a little while longer.
Only one way to find out.
I asked. I said, or when you say that we have a certain personality when we're born in a certain month, you know, when you say that, do you mean that we're just that's just how we are, or is it more of like factory settings? You know, I try to like, you know, connect it to like something that I understand. I was just like, okay, or is that just like, you know, how we start off but we change eventually? She's like, yeah, I think we change. I think that's just how some people are. And I agree. I think some people really do stay as factory settings because a lot of people don't like to self-reflect and develop that theory of mind like we were discussing earlier. So I can see why, but at the same time, of course, I do see a lot of things they mention as vague. But then she also brought up the fact that astrology tends to do the star signs, the moon sign. There's like more than just, you know, that one thing. So I was like, okay, I'll give that the benefit of the doubt. But they're still begging a few questions, and so I asked her, like, why do you think that affects the human mind? Like, scientifically, how do you think that affects? And she's like, well, you don't know how, you know, how much we still don't have it. Oh, hey, it's a statue. God, I missed it. She said, we don't really know too much about, like, you know, other energy forces and how that could affect the human brain and stuff like that. And when I thought about it, I was like, you know, that's very interesting, because I was actually reading about how, you know, scientists still, you know, they at this point they don't think it's a possibility. They pretty much guarantee it, because we're dealing with the quantum realm and stuff like that. That since our brain deals with a lot of electromagnetic pulses, and we have electrons flying through our brain all the time in our nervous system, that who knows if the gravitational forces of the planets and, you know, the moon and all that have a certain effect on our bodies. You know, and I also asked her about nature versus nurture. So just asking all those questions instead of just being completely, you know, shut off because I just think it's dumb. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I used what I knew and try to apply it to what they were talking about it, so I can connect to it.
The sacrifices need
So we
to
can
be
have
lowered
a
onto the
rational
proper
conversation
altars,
instead of just,
and the
like you said,
safe way to
polarization.
him will be open.
I think that's good. I think that's what we need more of in today's political climate and just in general conversational climate.
Yeah, I get you.
Guess I have to shoot. No, I just wasted my ammo. This one is. I didn't even hear what you said. I'm such a bad listener.
No, you're good. I didn't say much, but when sometimes the games like get a lot of things going through my head. I'm like, what is going on here? What does it all mean?
There's so much going on. That's all.
Oh, that guy's just staring at the symbols on the wall.
He didn't say anything. Oh god. Okay, reset it. Okay, can you tell me again what we're doing here? Okay. Or don't. Let's see, there's the 3 right here. 5. Oh, if they have a line through them, that means don't have them open, I'm guessing. So this is 5, so I'll take this off. 3 is already broken. Okay, how do we get that off the... Stop resisting! I don't know how we're supposed to get this off the thing. Maybe eventually when it bleeds out. This one. Turn it off. Wait. No. Okay, I get it now. All of these have to be off, then that one. Because remember when I had them all except that one, he said I heard something. And then I fucked it up.
Yeah.
This one needs to stay on the ground. Because that wouldn't make sense why that one's broken and I can't change it. And whatever was in that bag, I put it out with misery. There we go.
I heard something.
I heard something too. Hell yeah. I don't even know what's going on in this game anymore. I might as well just be asleep.
I feel like most of it's been solving puzzles, dodging enemies, and trying not to die. A little bit of fighting.
I've been like, it's funny because you know I was talking about the whole consciousness, like whether it's needed or not. I feel like I've just been on autopilot and then just trying to consciously participate in the conversation. But like my body is just like, don't worry, brother, I got you on the game. You do your talking and listening. I'm gonna play the game for you.
And well, I think you're doing great.
Oh, I appreciate it, brother. You ever feel? I'm sure you have. Everyone does. Like naked babies. It's great. Oh, they're older now. That's great. Noon and Zen is their name apparently. Oh man, this room screams Resident Evil. Let's go. Oh, we got dogs too. Sentinel? Oh god. I'm scared. What was I saying? God. Oh. It's a Titan.
Whoa.
Ew. You see that?
There's a lot going on in here, yeah.
That's all we are right there. It's just us right there. That's the thing.
Where's the hippocampus?
The hippocampus is in the center of it, so you can't really see it.
Shoot the hippocampus.
Like you would have to dig it out of the brain.
No, don't waste your ammo.
You have the temporal lobe right here. The parietal lobe is right here, and the
I think I
frontal
smell
lobe.
those things. They might be nearby.
What is it? I think it's like the pons, the brainstem, medulla oblongata, and then the cerebellum's right there. That little brain. Little pieces.
I think I smell those things. They might be nearby.
Stop sniffing. Dang. You're like,
That's why he's getting all. That's why he's getting all sick.
smell those things.
Oh, Sentinel. That dog. Damn. Looks. It's probably multiple eyes and everything.
Ooh.
What do you think of that body horror stuff? Or like things like kind of like the. God, I'm forgetting his name. The Cronenberg, the guy that made like The Fly and stuff like that.
Cronenberg.
Body horror is probably one of those things where I'm just like. Ooh. Yeah, like remember what's his name? The main character of that movie, The Fly, was
I don't even remember the movie The Fly.
It's an old movie, so I mean, but the guy that takes the guy that's the main character on Jurassic Park 2. I'm forgetting his name. The guy's like the guy that comes out on Jurassic Park 1. He says, "Life will find
Wait.
You know what I'm talking about?
Is it Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum. There we go. He's the main character of The Fly. He's the one that turns into The Fly. Like he gets. I don't know if you ever seen.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They reference it a lot.
Can you get it open?
Oh, somebody's gonna bust through that door. I can see that wall's broken.
I think it's very strange. Like, it takes a certain experience, I guess. I can't imagine you wake up one day and you're like, "Yep, this is what I'm gonna do or draw or be into or whatever." But it's definitely something that had to come from like a series of experiences or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I think, but who knows? Because I don't. It's weird. It does freak me out a little bit. I think because I have seen some things where, like, I think when it comes to like mutilation and things like that, I feel like that starts to get too much for me.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like if someone's just like, "Oh, look, they're like a very failed experiment where they tried to fuse a wolf with a man," like that kind of thing, it's like, yeah, all right, it's weird, it's creepy, it's like, you know, but that's like what it's supposed to be, right? But I remember getting a toothache once, and it hurt a bunch, but for whatever reason, when I would close my mouth and kind of squeeze, it would kind of feel a little better, or like my body would ignore the pain for a little bit. And that got me thinking about, for whatever reason, about this creature from a book called oh my gosh, Monster Blood Tattoo. And in that book there are these kids, or this like group, basically, not just kids, but this group called the Lamplighters. So basically in this world, there's a bunch of monsters out everywhere, and there are people whose job is to basically go out on these roads, these dangerous roads, and relight all these lamps to keep everybody safe, or remotely safe. And one of those creatures, which is on the front, not the front cover, but basically like one of the first pages you see, I think, or maybe it was like the last page in the index. No, it was the last page in the index. Is called the Sloth Hog, and it's this ginormously towering mass of flesh, no neck, and it's apparently so hard to take down that in this scene, or in this like depiction of it, it has all these spikes on its back, and you think like, oh, that's cool, it's got like a spiky back. But if you read the description and you read the book and then kind of put two and two together, you find out that those aren't spikes. Those are spears that have been jabbed into it, and it has about 100 of them on its back, and it's still going.
I'll draw it away so you can search.
And it's crazy. And so for whatever reason, this toothache got me thinking about that. It got me thinking about like wouldn't it be a crazy like boss to fight where like there's basically this dragon that, you know, everybody thinks like, oh, it's just trying to kill people and all this stuff, but for whatever reason all of its teeth are actually just like sharp objects that have been jabbed into the roof of its mouth. And so every time it chomps on something,
It's
it
not just
has
about
like
being
a
unable to
brief
see.
moment of relief, and that's
It's
why it
about
goes around chomping on people.
That's an interesting way to
alright.
put it, yeah.
Let's focus on finding Kid.
And then you only find that out after defeating it, that that's actually what was going on.
Then
I
you
wonder
feel
if that would
bad
make you
after.
feel bad. Yeah. Yeah.
But then you remember
Jeez,
that it was
Joseph,
putting you in
all that
harm's
for a
way
pair
and
of
you had to put it
glasses.
out of its misery anyways.
Yeah. It's like those stories where like there's a goblin camp close by, and the villagers are like complaining and like, oh, they're stealing all stuff and whatnot. You need to go take them out. And then you find out that the humans moving there like drove the goblins out that used to be their home.
Yeah, pretty much.
So then it's like, all right, we got a little bit of a problem here. I can't just wipe these goblins out. Damn.
It's funny, there's actually there's a reason for, and you said that you, I don't know if you know already, but there's a reason for when there's a part of you hurting and then you put like extra pressure on it that the pain kind of goes away in a sense.
Yeah.
There's 2 different pain receptors on each of your nerve endings, I guess, in a sense. One of them is responsible for long-term pain and one of them is for short-term pain. So like more sharper pain and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The long-term pain is kind of like the achy feeling, the soreness, all that kind of stuff. But the short-term pain is like the sharp stabbing kind of pain. So when you
That
kind of
sounded
like
close.
scratch at something or dig into like an area that's in the long-term pain, whenever the short-term pain receptors are triggered, it actually turns off the long-term pain receptors temporarily. Because only like one of them can only be activated at once. So you're actually turning off one of them to activate another. And so it's kind of like in a sense, hacking your body. Like you're like, I'm gonna turn this one on just so I can turn this one off for a bit.
Hey, Joseph. You still with me?
That's why people like to scratch like pimples and things like that because
You
usually
ever
it's
had
like
the
hurting a
urge to
lot.
just
And then you
jump?
scratch it and you're just like, ah, relief.
When you're on a high place. Or the subway rolls by.
Our human body is very complicated.
Imagine if you had that urge for a minute straight.
Another thing I thought was very
2
interesting I
minutes.
was learning about today is how like our nose,
You fought it off 3 times now, Joseph.
how our nose
You're
processes
learning to
smells.
stop it.
Like
not
there's only
listening.
a certain amount of receptors, but somehow
not
we're able to
worried
recognize
about
like
stopping
like a
its scent.
huge amount of different scents, and it's because
I'm worried.
our brain,
about not
our
wanting
nose,
to
our
stop
nose sensors can technically sense the chemical makeup of every like
wants to
molecule
turn.
that goes into our nose. Even though we only have a certain amount of
I don't know
receptors,
why.
it puts it together kind of like
And
the
I
brain
can't
neurons,
reason it
right?
away.
We can memorize multiple things, like way
It's
more than we
deeper
can
than that.
really store in our brain
It's
if we
like
connect things to
instinct.
previous things, like things that we also know. Like
It's
we
getting
connect them with
stronger.
stories, with other knowledge. You know, it's not just hard cut separate things. We can memorize things better. So our nose kind of does the same thing with these sensors.
Hold on.
Or like you could have something like vanilla that smells really good, right? And there's a thing called vanilla 9 or something like that, vanilla something. But it's like a very toxic smelling vanilla. And they have very similar smells, but your brain can tell the difference between each one because the way the chemical structure is like almost reversed. It's weird. And the way I thought about it was kind of like listening to a piano note, right? You could play like a C chord, and you can do like a C D, or it would be a C E G, right? A C E G is a C chord. You play that, but then you play it backwards, G E C, and it's like almost sounds different to you, even though you're playing the same notes back and forth. And that's like the way your smell is kind of like processing that too. It's like if you play it forward, like it's a beautiful smell, I love it, but if you play it backwards, it smells awful. But I thought that was very interesting how like our smell works. Meanwhile, crazy man does crazy things. Finally, the next chapter. Jesus Christ, that chapter took forever. Can you believe it?
Can I?
I better start searching for my partners.
Better start searching for my partner and starts punching jars.
As one does.
Wonder what if they're in here. Heard Leslie or somebody. Oh hey, hearts. Oh boy, more ruins to explore. Great. This is definitely Resident Evil. With all the same settings. War. War never changes.
That line.
Am I missing anything? There's a bomb right there for some reason. Can I get over there? Free stuff? Oh yes, I can. I thought I was gonna fuck it up. Oh my god, it scared me. So how was your day?
Absolutely jam-packed. I mean, I got a lot of stuff done, but I felt like I didn't get anything done in the end.
Was it because you did a lot of things, but you didn't make a lot of progress on an individual thing?
Yeah, like I had set like certain objectives I wanted to get done, but other things kind of were more important, and so kind of just had to go roll with that. Which is, you know, that's just you gotta be able to prioritize things. So, you know, but it was like yesterday, I felt so productive. And then, you know, today came up. I was like, all right, I only got to do these couple of things. And then it's like, actually, you have way more stuff to do. And it was like, ah, come on. I thought I was so close to finishing. And then it's like, nah, actually.
You're never going to finish. The grind will continue till the day you die. Don't.
Yeah, like I've been doing... I've still been doing basically onboarding, and I feel like the sooner I can finish that, the sooner I can get started on doing like getting started on like meaningful work. And it just, you know, it hasn't been like that, and I'm trying to understand that I need to pace myself. And, you know, not get overwhelmed, stuff like that. You know, it's important. Because, like I was telling one of my coworkers,
Looks loose.
that us having this issue where, like, I literally have no problem disconnecting from work after 5 o'clock. But as soon as I have to go to bed, I can't stop thinking about work. And I'm like, it's torture. I was like, I need to find, you know, a way to completely disconnect. But I think it's just because right now I'm super excited. A lot of things are happening, and you know, it's a lot of information to process. But it's exciting stuff. So, you know, that's kind of where I feel like it keeps popping up in my brain.
Sure.
But yeah, it's been nice. I mean, today was chill. I got to kind of meet my team for lunch, basically. Like normally we would have gone out and gone somewhere, but not for this. So we kind of just, you know, talked about what we were having for lunch and, you know, how everybody's doing. You know, a couple introductions. Thankfully, I'm like not the only one.
Yeah. How many days have you been there?
Oh shit.
It's only been 3 days. Yeah, because I started on Monday. Yeah, it has not been very long.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been cool. Probably like the coolest thing, because like, yes, the company name and like the IPs and all that's cool. That stuff's cool. But I think the biggest thing that I was excited about, and you know, it ended up being something, you know, that was genuinely exciting once I actually started, was working with the people I'm working with now. They're all super like knowledgeable and cool, and it's all very, it's like, yes, there's a lot of stuff, but somehow it's still relaxed, you know? Not like relaxed as in like the work is relaxing or anything like that, but more like everyone's really chill and like cool, and you know, everyone's kind of here for not only bettering themselves, but you know, bettering the organization, and that's really cool.
Sounds like a good team. I should just save for that. Oh my goodness. This game has 15 chapters.
What chapter are you on?
I'm on chapter 7. Oh wait. Some chapters are pretty short, and then we have some that are like super long. I wanted to play more Elden Ring, but ever since I beat it, I stopped playing it.
Oh, you beat it already?
Oh yeah, I beat it on the stream.
Oh, nice.
Took me about 1 whole week, pretty much.
It fits.
On the right one? Yes, I did. Sweet. Oh, the left and right one. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it though. It was a fun game. I would like to play more of it. It had its issues, but more or less, I enjoyed it. It's a Souls game. I enjoy me some Souls. But like I said, I would like to see a sci-fi one. I mean, From Software has made Armored Core before. I'd like to see that series come back, but maybe in a more Soulsy way. That'd be pretty cool.
And sounds like can't do it again. And that's a scary guy.
What the guy got 2 faces? He's a dos camper. He can see me through the walls. He sees me through the walls. Bullshit. All of it. What?
So you've played like VR games and stuff like that. What do you think is, or what's your opinion on like the future of games?
On the VR?
No, just the future of games. Because for a while, you know, it seemed like the only thing that was the future of games was just like higher resolution, you know, and more realistic stuff. And then VR, you know, was born, and people were like, "Oh, this is the future. VR is the future." You know, maybe augmented reality once like Pokemon. Like, I'm sure there were other games that used augmented reality, but at the time, Pokemon Go was like the huge, like, "Oh, this is, you know, this is also the future." There's always conversations about what that kind of looks like. But yeah, I'm just wondering what your thoughts are.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess it's kind of hard for me to imagine at this moment. But if I had to guess, wait a second, I'm trying to figure out why I can't open this. I would say maybe the future of gaming, obviously stalling for an answer. I would say I mean, it's kind of, I guess, going in the step of virtual reality. So, like, trying to access all of our senses, not only our visual senses, because that's kind of already that's kind of like one dimension that we've returned to time and time and again, but start accessing, you know, the smell, I mean, we're already kind of doing hearing as well.
Smell-o-vision?
Smell-o-vision. No. Maybe even the haptic feedback, I think we need more of. I mean, the closest we have with that is like vibrations.
Yeah, those have come a long way for sure. Like especially now with like Nintendo, and I think if I remember correctly, the PS5 controllers were also doing that, where like the precision of the vibrations were like more precise. Precision's more precise, yeah.
Well, you see a lot of companies trying to do that kind of stuff too with like the Omni. I think they have like the Omni. What do they call it? Omni. I think it's just called the Omni Track. Pretty much, it works like in you've seen Ready Player One. Remember that thing he's like moving on inside that like van or whatever? He's like running on it.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that.
I remember that there's this place out in Arcadia that has I thought they had like arcade games and bowling and all this stuff, but when I got there, like it was basically just like a bar, a maid cafe, and then a VR area, like where they just had a ton of VR arcade games, and some of them were like it's just you putting on like a headset and like you're strapped into this thing, and then others were like, oh, it's you and a group of friends all strapped to like the same thing, but you all have your own headsets and stuff, and you know, all these different things had different like either, oh, this one like blasts air, and then this one also has vibrations, and you know, on this one you can like move like freely in this direction or whatever.
Yeah, it's accessing other dimensions besides vision and sound, you know, like that's what I think could be the future of gaming, is you know, tackling those other forms of sensations that we experience every day. Because, you know, me clicking on a keyboard and mouse isn't, you know, really feeling the game, you know. I'm not climbing this ladder, I'm not walking on this cold dirt, stone, and everything. I'm not experiencing that.
You want to feel the dirt.
But at the same time, of course, we know we don't want to experience pain or anything too. When our character's getting their head chopped off, we don't want to feel this. Maybe you can feel pressure on your neck, but it's like not to the point where it's uncomfortable or painful. More just like
vibration.
Yeah.
I feel like I think all those things are really, really cool. I just hope that like those things, like the goal of those things isn't to necessarily feel realism, but or it's not in a sense of just trying to duplicate realism, but more in the sense of trying to make unique experiences feel real.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of flight. Like, of course you can't fly in real life, you can fly in a plane, but you can't fly like Superman or whatever. But if you could make that feel real, like that would be really cool.
I would say it'd be the same as Oh, I guess not really, but let's see what you think about this comparison. But it's like trying to make a food that tastes delicious but is also healthy for you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want people to enjoy it, but you also don't want people to, like, you know, I don't know, like, you don't want
it to be unhealthy?
like, no, well, I guess what I'm saying, that the healthiness is the realism. But you don't want it to the point where it's just like, you know, like, so earthy and like, it lacks no human, like, intervention, I guess, with, like, spices and stuff like that. With this, it would be more of, like, you want the realism of, like the way, you know, the smells of cold, damp, and everything, and you're walking through halls and stuff like that, like, almost that immersion, but without the, you know, pain and the terrible smells that you could actually, like, the smell of rotten corpses and things like that. Like, okay, nobody wants to deal with that because then your body's gonna get confused, get sick, and then you're just not even want to play anymore. Like, you don't want to actually be traumatized by these kind of situations and stuff like that. You just want to kind of sort of experience it, like a half experience. Just like I think this would be a better comparison. Just like how we eat food without having to go hunt. We don't want to actually go hunt food. We just want to have the experience of the food.
Yes, I think that's
better. I like that better.
Yes. Hey, but this is good, you know, you give yourself the time to think about things and, like, come up with, like, a better explanation sometimes. Or sometimes you don't even, that's not even your goal, but somehow you end up, you know, figuring something out a different way. Yeah,
Ew. 5 more minutes. I'm the time.
They're turning around. They're turning around.
They're crawling menacingly.
I like this area so far. It's more calm.
It's pretty chill. That guy with, like, the safe on his head, it's a little menacing, man. I feel like he's gonna be a pain in the butt later. He's gonna
you gotta
ruin
have a
this
little something.
entire level. No, he's gonna...
He pushes you off the ladder. Ah,
You're just waiting for it.
that would be amazing.
Oh, here's
I was
the
like, I've never played this game.
We still gotta go on the other side and grab the other one. Ugh. Is there a door here? Is that why the stairs? No? Okay. Just use the stairs, got it.
What's the main character's name?
Sebastian. Castellano.
Castellano.
Castellanos. That's what it is. Castellanos. Sebastian Castellanos.
Right? How do you get that? Oh wait, never mind. I thought it was a green jar.
Oh, it is a green jar.
What?
There's like 3
Oh,
green
okay,
jars.
now I
There's
see
one
it.
big
Oh,
one, but
wow.
I don't know how you get it.
Who's hoarding green jars?
The green jar people, you know.
Oh no, they're all behind.
I know. Oh, God. Do I have any grenades? I do. I have 3. You know, I'm playing on PC. I think they give me a 5 slot too. Can burn them through the wall. What?
Oh, did you just waste one?
Oh, it doesn't work. I'm just wasting. Well, let me pull this thing in more than that. So I don't know.
Right.
That didn't work either. That didn't work either. Oh, am I just stuck here? Must have been something I missed. Maybe a lever or something.
This one looks tricky.
Oh. It opened and I just didn't pay attention. Good to know.
Just one more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't like this. I don't like this. Seen any good movies lately?
Batman.
Oh, I watched that one too. I liked it. It was pretty good. I had some things I didn't like about it. Some parts that was kind of hard to believe.
That cockroach. That sycophant.
Like, how can no one guess that that was Batman every time Bruce Wayne showed up? They literally acted the same.
The combination to my safe. But there's no time now. I'm so close. No one can ever have that.
There's a machine behind me about to run me over. I gotta run.
It's mine.
Other than that, Death on the Nile was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was still a fun movie though. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was more like the immersion. Like, I mean, there's some video games I enjoy, even though they're not immersive at all. It's the same thing with movies. I enjoy movies, even though some things I'm like, okay, that took me out of the immersion. But it's still fun. I should probably not be in here. I don't know what to do.
But Death on the Nile was another one.
Death on the Nile. Interesting.
There was another movie. It's basically a sequel to another movie that basically there's been a death on a train, and this guy shows up to investigate. It was like Clue, right? And yeah, it was pretty fun to. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is this thing alive?
Still alive. Check to see if we dropped anything. Nope. Okay, so what was the movie about? Death on the Nile?
Basically, instead of someone dying like before and then him showing up to investigate, someone died like during.
Huh.
Yeah. But it was cool. I liked it. It was like it wasn't. It felt predictable, you know, but then it made you question that, which was kind of cool. But I think the part that I was like, I don't know why that needed to be there, but like I guess it didn't like bother me, but I was just like, okay, I guess, all right, this is what I'm watching right now. The beginning of the movie was very horny, very horny, and I didn't expect that because I'd watched the other one, right? Like, there was none of that in that one, so I was just like, okay, this is different. But yeah, that's still cool. You know, it's not like some big blockbuster movie or anything like that, but it's nice. I'm excited to see Morbius.
Oh yeah,
literally.
on Saturday. Literally what?
I was like, literally, that comes out. Like technically, came out today. If you found a theater that was showing it on a Wednesday, the one time slot they usually have on Wednesdays, and then Thursdays you usually have like 2 or 3 time slots, and then Fridays when it's like, all right, the movie's out now.
And Saturday is just, what are you doing? Go watch the movie. No, I'm just kidding. Oh shit. Just like this. All right. Hello everyone. Bye everyone. that didn't work. Shit. Yeah. I don't like those spikes there.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can make arrows.
Yeah. That would have been helpful earlier. I was all like, oh, where'd he go, man? Oh, I knew it. It's like I thought I saw something.
Sometimes when like see a friends list on like some online thing and it tells you when they last logged in or whatever. I see some people that haven't logged in for like years. And I'm just like I probably barely knew this person, but like I wonder what's up, like what happened.
Yeah. Most people's answers, they got a life. I don't know. Sometimes they could have lost their life, who knows?
Do you get anything for disarming these?
Yeah, you get more parts. You can build more.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that one looks like you can just go around. There it is! Oh, wow, nice.
Yes. Excellent.
What are those supposed to be? Like, you told me already what they do, but like, what are they supposed to be?
I have no idea. They're consciousness juice. They keep your consciousness alive. I have no idea. By the way, it
ran like that upstairs.
That's the way I run upstairs.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's stupid. I really run like I run very strangely. I think everybody. Oh no! I said. By the way, it has been 2 hours. Whenever you want to go, you know, you're not forced to stay here. I'm just trying to get to the end of this chapter at least.
You guys gonna play more Heroes of the Storm or something? Because there's supposed to be a tournament.
If you ever want to play Heroes of the Storm, let me know. I definitely want to play that again because I used to actually. The fuck. Anyways, I invested a bit of time into that game and I actually like bought skins and stuff, and I do kind of miss playing it.
Oh, nice.
How do I not die from? Oh, what's that? Okay.
Yeah, like, I got back into the Overwatch stuff.
That doesn't work. Okay.
At first, I felt obligated.
I feel like they're gonna drop it on me. Gotta make it quick. What the goddamn hell? Ooh, they're disgusting. I hate this thing. We're almost there. That's how that works.
You just put it in your pocket.
Nobody give me any goodies. What I want to know is how do I get up there? Oh, I just
Oh, the same way you got?
Yeah. It suddenly clicked.
Going up.
The same thing we do every day, Pinky. Take over the world.
More green stuff.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, it's a statue, see?
I love how you don't automatically pick it up. Like, you have to come back. And
Yeah.
I would have just walked away and thought I got it.
Alright, I think we're gonna have to fight that prison boy.
Is it the safe one?
Yeah, the safe boy. The safe word. Here we go! I'm so excited. Oh god, okay. Okay. die a few times, but you can do this. Oh.
What is it? Was that thing? Star Wars. I am one with the Force. The Force is with me, or something like that. The guy from Rebel 1 or something.
Idiot.
Oh, and you can't jump on those.
But cue the Crash Bandicoot music. Do 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 do. That wasn't that bad.
Leslie, you're safe.
Leslie, why
Where's
are you here?
Kid.
Kidman? Is she here too?
Kid.
Watch your back.
Are
She
you
all right?
kidding me?
Alright? Alright?
Stand back. I'll get it open.
Damn with my fist. What a man.
Why did that work?
What a man.
Why did that work?
Get it open!
Cages. I wanted to explore a bit.
Get it open!
No! Wait!
Didn't think that through, did you?
Leslie! Leslie! Leslie!
Has this
Yo.
been this whole game? You just
Yeah,
chasing
pretty
after
much.
this person? They keep...
Literally the whole game. And then you run into your partners, you're like, hey, you guys okay? And they're like stuck in a trap or something. You free them from that like jigsaw trap. And then you lose them again, and then it just repeats all over. Maybe we should really fight this guy, or we're just supposed to outlast him? Oh, God. What the hell was that? Oh, okay. That's easy. Oh. I take it I'm gonna fight one. 1,000! Okay. I spent
Is that
some
bad?
good money on that. It's like a advanced enemy, pretty much. Wait, why don't I grab? I can't grab this valve. Is this valve not important? Why would they put this valve here? Oh, I feel disoriented. What is happening?
Oh, it's a nod to Valve.
Oh! Shit.
Oh my God, you were right.
Ah! This is very similar to the first boss that I fight in the beginning of the game. She would appear out of bodies. And this guy appears out of the safe zone. Easy to kill, but they're gonna keep coming back. Gonna get another many points? Yeah. 1,000 for each of them? I'll take it. Another one just spawned. God, is he gonna do that every time it spawns? Sounds awful. I'm dying, by the way. I don't know.
Feel the smoke or smog.
Whatever it is. Herpes.
Weaponized herpes.
Weaponized. He's just gonna spawn again.
How can he spawn if he hasn't despawned?
Because he has the power to despawn. Oh, never mind. He's done. Or he can just kill himself.
Oh,
There, does that answer your question?
yeah, it does.
Yeah, there you go. He's like, oh,
Bad.
I have to die first before I respawn again.
He's stuck in there. Oh no, never mind. Ah.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh! hurt. You got a sack. What the hell is this doing? Good to know you can do that. I need to make more. No. Running out of materials. It's good well lasted. There we go. Now I gotta go get that. Got it. Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. Piece of shit. At least it let me know where it was before we even had to get it. Oh, that was the wrong one. Oh! That's close. Damn it! That's what he's throwing on the floor.
Ah! Nah, no way.
This first thing I'll go grab the points.
On so bad.
Oh, there we go. Excuse me, sir. Let me just scoop up your friend there. Some parts. Alright, goodbye. I'm so glad I upgraded my stamina. You start with like that much stamina at the very beginning. Like where my stamina bar is in Finland. That's like your default stamina. We did it! I think we did it by George! By George, we did it! Oh god. He just killed himself, I heard it. He's gonna spawn right there. What the f-
Take this!
It's okay, he'll just come back to you.
Literally.
Finally? I don't know about that.
Oh, maybe it's because he had to destroy the head or something, or like in the
Oh.
context of this like story.
Well, maybe it's the fluid that's inside the prison thing, because every time I killed him, I would like blow up his body, and then the stuff would pour out of the safe and then go into another one. And this time I actually crushed the safe, like you said. Sewers. I hate sewers. Is there a thing over here? Hey. This is where Leslie ran off. This is where I opened it. I saw in the cutscene that jar that was there. I think this is the end of the chapter. Better be. What if I make a tier list of all the chapters and I wanted at least one good one? This one was
An
pretty
entire
good.
stream where you just like go step by step and place them all, and then
I've
you
been
give
wanting-
yourself time to reevaluate your list.
Yeah, like I've been actually wanting to do tier lists of things because I think it's pretty fun to do tier lists. Like as cheesy and as like as redundant as tier lists are, like people have been doing, like it's become something that people just do all the time. It's actually pretty good because it's kind of questioning, like you said, evaluating and analyzing what you really thought about your experience, like with those like certain items, whether it's levels or, you know, characters. Hey, all that kind of stuff. So I think it's really important. I actually would love to do tier lists because in a sense, it's almost like quizzing your own personality. And quizzing is always great because it solidifies your principles and how you feel about certain things, and really like challenges it. But
And on top of that, it can be helpful to some people sometimes.
yeah,
Like when you do a tier list of like certain builds or weapons, or you know, sometimes in the case of Star Citizen, you do a tier list of the ships.
yeah. Gives people a broad overview of everything for sure.
Right. Best mining ship.
All right, y'all. That's it for today. We got through 2 chapters. This seems to be the deal. I get through 2 chapters every time. Tomorrow's my last day on this game, so I don't know how I'm gonna beat freaking 8 chapters in one day. I don't think that's happening. So we'll see then, I guess. It might have to sneak into April a little bit. We'll see. Or I might just beat this off stream and then review it for you guys or something. I don't know. Speaking of reviews, I gotta get on that. All right, y'all. Thank you, Jose, for being here. I appreciate the conversations. They were amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Let me know when you'd like to be on again. Love to have you here again. Love having you here all the time. And have fun in your job, man. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.